anyway, at that point, Darren called himself going off on me. Darren was so angry, he did a live mentioning you, Taka Bay, and also said some things about me, which was totally untrue. Darren said that I wasn't there for Ozone after I had already donated hundreds to Ozone's fundraiser, and I'm continuing. I blessed Darren twice. Okay, the first time I gave him 100 was to stop talking about you, Taka Bay, because I knew that you were building your brand and getting your throne channel up and running. So I was trying to detour him from, slamming your name and stuff because you were trying to build up your channel. And I gave him 100. And then the second time I gave Darren 100 was because I promised him 100 to take his kids to the zoo. Darren had mentioned on one of his lives he had that, his wife, he had mentioned on his he had already mentioned that his wife was in the hospital prior to the zoo thing. So the second 100, he had mentioned that his kids love the zoo, blah blah blah. He was kind of struggling because his wife's in the hospital, whatever. And in that chat, I said, "Oh, I will bless you, whatever." And so at this time, we were going back and forth, politely on IG, and I told him, I said, I got you, blah blah blah. Early like that, I told him I would give him 100 on the Friday. At that time, it was like 2 or 3 days prior to Friday. Early in the morning, he had hit me up, and he asked me. He said, "So I hope you forget about me, blah blah blah. About that 100." I said, "No, I got you." And hey, in Taka Bay, my word is golden, right? Absolutely. I don't lie to people. If I say I'm gonna bless you, I'm gonna bless you because I know sometimes people hold on to your word, and that's all they have to hold on to. And so I blessed them again. It wasn't nothing about him trying to borrow nothing. So I got you and your kids. I said, go ahead. This is on me. Darren, I ain't lying, okay? Now.
Sorry, are you saying you blessed me more than twice or?
Twice. The first time was so you can go back and forth and visit your wife. No, I'm sorry, excuse me. The first time was for Taka Bay, like you mentioned before, because I knew Taka Bay was trying to build his brand. I said, will you please stop talking about my brother? That was the first time. Second time was the 100. I said you could take your kids to the zoo because you mentioned something about a zoo out there in Tennessee. Your kids love it, blah, blah, blah. I said, I got you. And you hit me up early in the morning on that Friday morning. I said, I got you. I cashed after you that 100, okay? I never said let me finish. Like I said, you never bought anything from me. Both times, I gave you the money, okay? First time for your your wife, whatever, dealing with gas, whatever. Second time was for the zoo. Now, it wasn't until okay, you was reading a comment made to someone that I pertaining to me purchasing gold or whatever, okay? Because I like to do that at the time. I like to do that as a hobby. And then you said the quote, this is in your live, you said, it looks like you got extra money to spend, throw it towards Ozone. And that's when I mentioned, how I gave you 200, because you're sitting up here acting as if I'm balling out of control, blah, 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 but I don't care about Ozone. And at that point, Darren, I said, you know what? You don't get to do that to me. You don't get to sit up here and act as if I'm discussing gold or whatever, and totally not even caring about Ozone's situation. Ozone, I was supporting him before I started purchasing jewelry, okay, or gold or whatever. And I'm continuing to support our brothers. I write both him and Spike. I've donated to Spike. His wife can vouch for that. I write them. I send them credits. I send them gifts. All of that. Okay. You want receipts? Contact our brothers. They will tell you. I have them there. Okay. So for you to go to the extent again and say, oh, she's doing blah 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 blah, but yeah, he's locked up and throw some of that money his way. Yeah, please miss me with that. Okay. And like I said, the only reason why I mentioned what I did for you is because you were trying to disregard what I've done for our brothers, as if I'm this woman bragging out of control and I'm not caring about anybody. That's the only reason I mentioned that 200 I gave you. Had you kept your mouth completely shut, I would have never done that. I would have said, we good. I would have never said that because you made it very clear through IG in the DM that you didn't want anyone to know. I said, respect, brother, no problem. But see, Darren, I noticed about you, when you get up in your feelings, you go all out. I want to mention this too.
Do you not?
I want to mention this too. there was another time Darren got so mad at me, so angry to where he called me a bitch. Excuse my language, talking about on your show. And I'm thinking to myself, wow, I'm not cursing about anything like that. At this point, you know, he was mad in his feelings with the whole donation thing, with the Remy thing, and just all of this other stuff. And for him to call me a bitch, and I'm thinking to myself, I'll be damn, really? You know? And then Darren got this thing where he's like, well, Remy or somebody called mother, oh, a bitch. Here you go calling me one, okay? And you calling Ozone's power of attorney, which is his children's mother, a bitch. See, you sit up here, Darren, and you talk all of this mess. Yes, you did. It's on your video. I have it. Tahaka Bay, I will send that to you. You did call her a B. Yes, you did. And I have that. And I have it. Oh my, really, Darren? Okay, Tahaka Bay.
That I called.
You called a B. Right after she did the first introduction on OC, the Grace Show, when she first came on. When she first came on, you called her a B. Everybody, man, please, nothing. But anyway, the problem, like I said, I have with you is you become too damn emotional. I don't know if this has abuse issues or rejection issues, whatever. Everybody know you were riding Delta's coattail like crazy. That's why Bleak couldn't even speak about Delta. Oh, no, leave that. I mean, you was going off. You was going off now.
For my people. That's why. Just like you do. Just like you wanted to pay me $100 to stop talking about Taharka. So that's riding the coattail right there.
Well, guess what? Now look at today. Why are you putting this man in plastering him all over the goddamn internet?
I asked you a question because I told you I wasn't gonna do that until he said what he was gonna do to my kids. So I said, okay, you want to do all that, and then he said he was gonna bring it to here. So I said, let's do it then. Let's go there. We can bring it to the internet. You know what I'm saying? He brought kids into it, just like he brought kids into it with Taharka. So yeah, I mean, that's the reason. You know what I'm saying? So I get a turn.
Listen, no, I'm not even done. And see, that's the problem I have with you. This is not your live. This is Taharka Bay's, okay? Because I don't only be on here.
Dolores. See, that's what I'm saying. See, you get emotional. You get emotional this whole time.
Okay, I'm not even done. And let me tell you something else. And Taharka Bay, you can vouch for this. And he mentioned it briefly on his last live. When Taharka Bay said, me and Dolores Taylor, you know, we may disagree, blah, blah, blah. Taharka Bay, now one time did I get all on the internet talking about, oh, Taharka Bay ain't blah, blah, blah. I did this for him, I did that for him. No, because I don't talk about what I do for people, I just do it. But when we got clowns like you, Darren, that sit up here and talk about, yeah, she buying all this gold, here she is trying to do this, she's stunning, and she's blah, blah, blah. Throw O's on somebody. For one, you can't tell me what to do with my damn money, okay?
Right.
Okay.
I'm just saying, no, I don't get disrespectful.
You would too, and I didn't even know you from a can of white paint, okay? I didn't know you.
Nobody to disrespect me.
The bottom of my heart. And it's things I've done for other people. Let me tell you, okay? On IG, please cast out, and guess what? Though I'm blessed. Though I'm not suffering. You know, I'm blessed 100%. God has blessed me, okay? Because of what.
Good.
I don't even have to tell you what I've given anybody. But when it came down to you and you make that comment on your live, so everybody, whoever was watching it, can pay attention to you say, she ain't doing nothing for Ozone. She up here buying gold, but she ain't doing nothing for Ozone. And then, Darren, if you think back on IG, remember I said, let's have a lotto fundraiser. Didn't I show you that money? Didn't I show you that money?
You didn't show me money. You showed me the plan.
I gave you a picture of my money. I was willing to drop 1,000 for a lottery on behalf of our brother. Okay, I got this. On behalf of our brother. You never mentioned it.
I heard of the plan. You did tell me the plan.
Listen, still, Dan, as much as you flap off at the mouth, why you didn't mention that? Why you didn't mention that? I had that. Still have it.
Why did I mention that?
And you know what? Yeah.
You want me to promote it? Is that what you're saying?
No, but always want to mention negative. You cause division. You get yourself
At
caught
this
up and
point-
wrapped up in people. And then when people cut you off, this is how you behave. Okay?
Like this time that you're talking about, what did you tell me? I don't watch Tarkin's show. I don't watch his show anymore. It's too much negativity over there, right?